Hi everybody, Scott here from the Northport Trading Post, here to give you this week's edition of the Rock and Mineral Minute. This week we're going to talk about the Mohs scale, developed by Friedrich Mohs in 1812. He was a chemist and a mineralogist who designed a scale to determine the hardness of the rocks and substances around you. Specifically in rock identification, knowing the hardness of the stone will give you a key indicator on what stone you have. Also in tumbling, if you're tumbling Petoskey's, they've got a lower hardness of, let's say, a granite. If you get a load of Petoskey's in and you get a rogue granite in, your Petoskey's are going to turn to mud. I've got some specimens here in front of me. Petoskey, which is 3 or 3.5 on the Mohs scale. Basalt, 6. Granite, 6 to 7. Chert is 7. And quartz is 7 to 7.5. Now, follow close because this is where it gets kind of sticky. For identification purposes, you need to start off with a hardness of something that you know. Let's say chert. So I've got a piece of banded chert here, and I know that this chert is about a 7 on the Mohs scale. And I have a Petoskey here. I know that this is on a 3 scale. With the known substance, what you do is scratch along the substance, and it will leave a mark. Now, it left the mark on the Petoskey, so I know the chert is harder than the Petoskey is. Does that make sense? Let's try that again with another stone. So I know this one is basalt. I know this has a hardness of 6. If I take this quartz, which I don't know it's quartz, but we're going to pretend we don't know what it is. This is basalt. I'm going to take the substance and I'm going to scratch it together. Do you see how I left the mark, but it didn't leave a mark on the pudding stone? The quartz is harder than the basalt. So you can narrow down what stone is, what hardness. It will give you a better indication on what that stone actually is. If you're struggling at home trying to figure out what you've got when you just got home from the beach, there's a few things around the house that you can use to help you find out what the hardness is of those substances. Your fingernail is a 2.5 on the Mohs scale. A copper penny is 3.5 on the Mohs scale. A pocket knife is 5.5 on the Mohs scale. A steel file, 6.5 on the Mohs scale. And a masonry bit be 8.5 on the Mohs scale. That can help you narrow down what you have. Using the Mohs scale to determine the hardness of your stones will greatly increase your chances of identifying your stone correctly. For all of you out there that are tumbling, you should know the hardness scale. Make sure that your hardnesses are the same. You can't tumble a Petoskey with a granite. Like I said earlier, you'll end up with mud. Thanks for joining me on this week's